that's what I think when I think about how you can turn your job into your business partner. Take.
And so we are learning more and more about how to master money. Love that book.
Welcome. No, God is so good.
These will change your life.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Mastering Money Mondays, where each and every week we infuse a topic that we all could use to transition us from one of being a debtor and or saver into that of being a wealth creator. I am Mr. Green. I am a retirement plan manager. I am an investor, and I am an entrepreneur. But most of all, we're your financial freedom fighters.
Absolutely, guys. My name is Cynthia Pete. I am a real estate investor. I am an IT project manager by day. And like Lindsay said, we are your financial freedom fighters.
So why do we have Mastering Money Mondays? It's really quite simple. Look, we have been taught how to make money, which is going in your education, getting a good paying job, climbing up that corporate ladder, right? We've been taught how to manage money. So whether that means putting money in a checking account or a savings account, or even your retirement savings plan, like a 401k, setting it and forgetting it. But we have not been taught how to master money. And that means multiplying your money, the same dollar over and over and over again in a myriad of ways. And so that's why we're having this podcast, because as Cynthia and I are learning some tools and some tactics on how to master money from 7 and 8 figure earners, we decided to pour the information that we are receiving into you, into community, so that we can all make that transition into wealth creators together. So episode 13 is how to turn your job into your business partner. Okay. Hey, before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe. Tell your mama them to check us out. All right. So let's get into it. How do you turn your job into your business partner, Cynthia?
Well, I think we have to change. We always talk about mindset, and I know people are sick of that. But hey, how you think determines how you act.
Right.
And so for me, turning your job into your business partner, on paper, your job is your employer and you're the employee, but philosophically, you're business partners. Why? Because here's how you change your thinking. Because all we worry about on a job is performance and our appraisal. And we think that's good enough to keep us on the job. But here's the difference. Your appraisal or your performance review is not the sole thing that keeps you on the job. Your company, your employer, yes, they look at your performance, but that's not the number one thing they look at. They look at economic factors, and they also look at where the company is going. So for example, a lot of companies are going to AI. So if companies are going to AI, and that's the future, they'll say, well, in order for us to put the resources and money into generating AI and move in that direction, we need to cut something else. So maybe you have accounting that's here and they say, well, you know what, we can save money by moving accounting offshore. That will give us now the margin and the money to now pour into AI, which is where we're going. So there's a number of factors the company uses to determine whether or not they're going to keep you. And so I think as employees or as business partners, we need to do the same thing. Right. We talk over and over again about our purpose, our blueprint for our life, and our framework. So when the yearly review comes around, you need to do your own review. Okay, how did this job perform? Was the leadership good? Did they say they were going to do did they say and do what they say they were going to do? What is the culture? What is the environment? How did this job perform financially? With inflation and things getting more and more expensive, researching on the internet, am I making the going wage for what I'm doing? Does this company, where is my life going? Where do I see myself? Do I see myself still doing this same thing? Are there opportunities for growth? Or according to what I want to do or what I've been called to do, is this a time that God is telling me that I need to pivot? And so this is what we mean when we say that your job is your business partner. They are not your employee. You have just as much control as they do. And oftentimes we stay on jobs where we feel like we're not valued, we're not paid enough. So if you were in a business partnership, your job, and companies partner with each other all the time, if they are in partnership with somebody that's not holding up their end of the deal, do you think they're going to stay in that partnership? No, they're going to end that partnership and they're going to go partner with somebody else. So this is what we mean. Lonzie?
Yeah. Ooh, that was fire, hot fire. Hey, look, as far as my perspective, I mean that was phenomenal. As far as how to turn your job into a business partner, how does the song go? Take. Not cake, but take, man. I'm all about taking any and everything that employer is going to give me, right? So what am I talking about? I'm talking about intellectual capital. I'm talking about studying and observing, and I'm talking about benefits. So let me break this down. Intellectual capital, right? The buzzword of this year seems to be AI, and a lot of organizations are making investments into AI, learning, educating themselves, and subsequently, as a result of that investment, Cynthia, they are educating their staff, their employees.
Yep.
And so we know AI has been here for a while, but now it's being consumed by the masses at a rapid rate. And people are creating new situations for themselves as a result of learning that. So I'm just using AI as an example because this is an opportunity now for you at your job to be able to leverage the resource or the education or the knowledge that they are willing to share based on the investment that they're making with you. Now, it goes back into, okay, what is your plan? Because you could perhaps, I'm just throwing some things out there. If you want to become an entrepreneur, now you can leverage that education, not just AI, but anything that your job is teaching you or educating you on, right? And you can leverage that in a myriad of ways. You can start your own business. Maybe you can become a freelancer, right? And have that as a side business or a side way of making income, right? So having that intellectual capital is one way that you can turn your job into a business partner. Now you're leveraging the resources so you can level up. Yeah. All right. The second is studying and observing, right? One of the things that I like to do is observe leadership or individuals that are on that track towards leadership. See how they communicate. See how they approach business decisions. I even like to evaluate departments because you never know. You might go out there, start your own business, start your own company, and at some point in that transition, you will need a human resource person or human resource department. So being able to study the composition of what that department, how it's constructed, can be beneficial for you as well. So as I talk about beneficial, let's talk about benefits. All right. There are ways that you can leverage the benefits that are offered at your business partner, at your job, to do a myriad of things. One, you can use it to lower your personal or your taxable income. There are benefits like your 401k or your 403b, depending on where you're working at, where you can put pre-tax money in those accounts. Even with an HSA, it lowers your taxable income. And I know a lot of y'all be looking forward to them refunds. And Cynthia, maybe we should have an episode on refunds, because basically you really just what to do with them, not only what to do with the money, and the fact like we really not winning when we get the refund, because what we've done is give it to the IRS and interest free. So that money's not working for us. So when we talk about mastering money Mondays, we probably should talk about that. But I know some of y'all like y'all refunds. That's the point. And so lowering your taxable liability through some of the benefits that your company offers you is a great way to get that refund. And then, as Cynthia alludes, put that money into something else that can pay dividends or make even more money for you, or even, again, just sharpening up a skill set or getting a new skill set. So that's what I think when I think about how you can turn your job into your business partner. Take. All right. So, Cynthia, was there any other points that you wanted to make before we close out?
Yeah, I just wanted to have a transparent moment.
Okay.
I'm horrible at that. I am horrible at really studying the company and what they do and how I can leverage it. I have to get better at that. I've had a colleague who helps me. We're both project managers, and she's told me that, Cynthia, you have to write it down as soon as you do it. I had a manager, a really, really good manager, was like, you need a spreadsheet. Every time you do something, write it down. And in my head, I was just like, I don't need to do all that. And so recently, I was, been interviewing, and they asked me questions, and I'm like, I know I did it, but remembering the details of it. So that was fire for me, Lonzy. That was a revelation. Like, no, Cynthia, you really have to write this stuff down and leverage it and study it. Really, really study it more deeply. So thank you for that.
Oh yeah, my pleasure. Anytime I can help. I mean, you always serving me, so the least I can do is volley some good game back your way.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I hope for you all this has been helpful for you all. Again, I want to preface this by saying Cynthia and I, we're no different from you. Like, we're not sitting here in these chairs as experts or gurus. We are literally on a financial journey with you and learning different ways, whether it's through our employer, whether it's through investing outside of our employer, on how we can master our money so that we can truly, again, as Cynthia always put it, live out the purpose that we are called to and what we've been placed to be and to do. So with that being said, Cynthia, I'm gonna turn it over to you so you can close us on out.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you for joining us. We are here every Monday, same time, same place. And just remember, keep telling yourself, my job is my business partner. I'm telling you, it's going to change the way you view your job. It's going to change the way you view your life, because you will now, like we said in the previous episode, your job will become an input and not just the end point. See you guys next week. Take care.